So when I'm in New York, I like to do things that I wouldn't do other cities. So I'm overly friendly here. Overly. Like I always hold doors or so there's three things in the past that I always escalate my friendliness. So the first time I thought what I'll do 3 times ago, I was like, I'm just going to say hello and make eye contact with as many people as I can. That did not go over that well. One woman said, don't fucking talk to me, which was great. I was like, okay, job done. Second time, I was like, I'm going to escalate it. I got into an elevator. It was just me and this dude. I had hit 19 and he had hit 26. So we're going up and he had stood in the far left-hand corner and it was just he and I in the elevator. So I didn't stand super close to him, but I stood in the middle of the elevator, which is against elevator etiquette, right? And so we get in and I said to him, how you doing? And he just kind of paused, but he didn't look up at me. He goes, cool. That was it. So we get to my floor. Bing! Door opens. And I don't get out. And he goes, this is your floor. I go, I'm going to ride up with you. And he held the door. He goes, the fuck you are. This is your floor. Then the last time I was here, I was down in Times Square around 5:30 on a Friday. And I was walking around and I would walk down the sidewalk looking up at the buildings, going really slowly like Mary Tyler Moore, just kind of looking up at the buildings and people were mad. They're running by. And then I hear this one woman, this Hispanic woman that I was walking past and she goes, tst, hey. And I go, yeah. And she looks at me and she goes, are you retarded? And I go, what? And she goes, are you retarded? I go, no, why? And she goes, are you sure? I go, yeah. She goes, well, why the fuck are you walking like that? She goes, you don't need help? I go, no, I don't need help. She goes, well, you're gonna if you keep walking like that. So this time in New York, I haven't decided what I'm gonna do, but I gotta take it up one step. I like doing different things in different cities to make people a little uncomfortable. Makes me super happy. One of the reasons that I do things like that in different cities is because I'm a storyteller. So I can't sit on the sideline and watch. I got to participate to get my stories. So it really is like a great thing because I do go out and do weird, fun shit of stuff. Can I swear? And I do that not only to make my days fun, but to actually provide material for my act. Like when I was in New Zealand a couple weeks ago, I have a terrible afraid of heights. That's my biggest fear. But I wanted to try to conquer it, but I also was like, this is going to be a great story. So I jumped off of one of those needles. It was 692 feet in the air. I always come through with new material. I try not to repeat. The only repeat, there's a story that's online that is 10 minutes long, but when I tell it on stage, it's 20 minutes long. So it's like a new story. And because it's a story about my best practical joke and it's a story people want to hear when they come. So I finally allowed my friend who I pulled the joke on finally allowed me to tell the whole story. So it's like 10 minutes of the same material and then 55 of new. But it's all stories. You know, I'm kind of a long form story guy and you don't have to tell me, like in this interview, you'll find out, you don't have to tell me to talk. You'll have to tell me to shut the fuck up. And that's kind of how my shows are too. Long stories about my life and some weird shit. No politics. I don't really get into that stuff. People come and they have fun. My show is fun. I don't really get into anything too deep. It's just silly, ridiculous, turn your brain off, hour and a half of just ridiculous fun. I do a talk show every Tuesday night on my Facebook fan page called Controlled Chaos, where it's like if At Midnight met Pee-wee's Playhouse. It's all silly fun, no politics. You know, I take a lot of questions. It's a live show, so we take questions from the people watching and also on my Facebook fan page. But they're questions like, over the last couple weeks, I think two of my favorite ones were, who has a better sock drawer, Elijah Wood or Macaulay Culkin? Which had a lot of heated conversation. I went Macaulay Culkin, but most people went Elijah Wood. Yeah, most people went Elijah Wood. There were two other ones. Who's more likely to wear a turtleneck on a first date, Tom Cruise or John Lithgow? It's also that was right down the middle. And the one I think that most recent who had the biggest debate was who's had a better career, Julia Roberts or Sandra Bullock. So it's just fun, and it's three comics. And we answer weird questions and we have fun. And then there's always a weird guest that my producer, a surprise guest that I don't know. It's usually an improv actor, and they come and they're trying out a new character. And I have to interview that character and see and it just adds a little discourse. They sit on the couch, the other guests that come in. My son is a co-host. I got a piano player as a co-host. It is the fastest hour of entertainment you will ever watch. And it's the most fun I've ever had doing anything.